Greetings from Kathmandu. I would like to thank MILSET Asia for providing this opportunity to share my thoughts on my topic, science, technology, and innovation to you all. This online version of MILSET Expo-Sciences Asia, hosted by State of Kuwait. Thank you so much for the organizer. Today, I'll be talking about the different aspects of the three major things we hear regularly: science, technology, and innovation these days. So my talk will be around this, and especially with my blended experience, so that it may help you to build your broader perspective on which area you want to go and move ahead. So we always hear science, and there's also before science the philosophy, and in a different communities, different groups across the world. So science is a systematic study of the nature. So we are not going to dig anything new in general, rather than the way we develop our perceptions, our perspective to understand the nature around us. Is basically science from my understanding. Science helps us to understand the nature around us and how it functions. So that's the way I understand science, and I hope everyone should understand this, in a similar fashion. And science should be, universal and generalized, as we say, because if you do some experiment, if you do some science, and if a person sitting in another corner of the world doing the science, similar science, the results should be, the similar. So it should be generalized. It should have the power of predictability. So we should be able to regenerate the results, and that's how we do science. And there are different forms. We do like theoretical, the experimental, the applied, the different subsections of science as well. So in general is the way to understand the nature around us. So whether doing the mental exercise or theoretical work, or some other parameters. So but when we develop some understanding of our fundamental knowledge, fundamental of nature, of the surroundings, or of our nature, then we start exploring the new ways to add more values for our understanding, and that is through technology. From my experience, technology is a tool to explore more science and create new science, sometimes optimize the existing science and new science. So it's a way to explore further, and I believe that technology should be there. For example, the technologies that have been impacted our life quite heavily is its current age, the smartphones, the laptops, the internet. So there are more ways, the aviation, the airplanes, for traveling, or the automobiles. So these are these technologies, and to develop technologies, so the engineering aspects comes into a play, so because to develop a technology, we have to consider many things, like, for example, the context, the users, and also the resources. So it is based on many factors, and these are the some of the important factors we consider important, for the technology development. And technology development takes maybe a few months to a few years, and it can be upgraded and optimized over the course of time based on the need of the people, because ultimately we develop technology to make humans' life easier. Science is the ultimate understanding of the nature, so technology is to make this understanding even better, even deeper, and also at the same time making people's life easier. And there comes another topic called innovation. So from my observations and experience and understanding, The innovation is actually not the separate term, but it comes with both science and technology. There can be innovation in scientific approach, science, the fundamental science, the experimental science, the applied science, and there can be innovation in technological aspects, the technological developments and making more, effective and robust technology to help human life and making our planet Earth more livable for more and more years. So innovation is a way to find new approach, so maybe a new way. So it needs the creative thinking. So it also need the critical thinking. The problem solving is there, of course, and also it needs innovation. It's communications among everyone, like in a team. So innovation is it's a way to bring new insights in both science and technology, and which can provide even broader perspective and bigger picture to the next generation, to move forward and make some contributions to your career, your community, your society, and to the globe as a whole, and in a broad, even broader, to the universe as a human being, living being, so it's quite interesting. And there's, if there are different laws, regulations set up for that, like many countries have set some budget to promote fundamental science, to promote technology, to promote innovations. But at the core, all these three things needs your curiosity. Without your curiosity, every other resources is in vain. The greatest assets and the resources that you have, or we have, for bringing more innovations, more scientifically aware, and more technologically advanced society is our curiosity to know new things, so that which push us to go to the frontiers of our science, frontiers of technology, and frontiers of innovations. So we have to be very open to new ideas for exploration, and sharing our ideas to other colleagues, the peers, the seniors and juniors. So the curiosity, if you have, do not kill it, rather than grow it further and see whether it's feasible. Feasible in a sense, not immediately. It can be feasible in future, but if you think you can go ahead with your ideas, do not just sit back and move ahead. Find new people, find the people, like-minded people, and start working on that ideas. It may not result immediately, but ultimately it will give you something back. And the result may not be positive. It may come in a negative sense, but at the both end, it gives you an experience which is extremely important to bring more insights in life and all these sectors, we call it in the scientific domain or technological domain or innovative domain. So I suggest you all to look into your ideas, to look into your perspective, to look into your societies, and find problems around, and plan how you can, approach those problems solving. So some might be problems related to fundamental understanding of our place in the universe, or some other fundamental understanding, which is basically dealt by science. Some has more applied science, and some needs of the technological intervention to understand or develop some tools to measure or to evaluate, or or to travel, so, but you can also do that. So, and at the same time, you also need to innovate something. So in all these case, you must be very curious and collaborating with each others and thinking in a solving way, in a collaborative manner with your colleagues, and also in a critical and creative way, creatively, so you should be ready to doing that. And you should not expect, too anxious to about the results. So if you know the results for sure, maybe you are not doing the right science, you are not doing the right technology, or maybe innovation. It should be always open-end questions, open-end, so that the result, whatever results will come, that gives you power to understand more, and that is through experience. And I strongly believe that experience is extremely important asset to move ahead and to educate next generation, or to build our planet more livable, because we thought that, internet will create more connectivity, but at some point you may feel that internet may have created more distractions than these connections, or we thought that having smartphones will ease our life, but at some point you may have also noticed that these are adding more, distractions in our life, are making life more miserable or chaotic. It all depends on how we utilize those resources, how we see it. So every aspect has both end. We have seen that people have developed some science based on that, something technology, so new innovations, but that is also affected our life, in a different way that we have thought while we develop those things. But again, in both case, whether it went in the right directions, or wrong, or let's say the positive or negative directions, it has developed some experiential path for the persons involved, giving a meaning for their life, to do something and contribute based on their understanding and develop their knowledge, which they can share and pass on to the next generations and to their peers, and also the generations to come. Thank you so much for your presence today. So I would be happy to take the questions if you have any, especially related to my engagement doing science, technology, and innovation related activities, particularly first awareing people in Nepal and across the globe, and also to the educational values, because education is the backbone for all these three. So without having a fundamental knowledge, without having a fundamental understanding, so all science is not possible, innovation is not possible, technology is also not possible. So it's not overnight job. You may find something, immediately, but if you look carefully in that idea that you developed, it is actually the cumulative efforts, cumulative thirds, cumulative, the processing that you have been doing in your minds, and other forms of processes to come up in that end. Though it looks positive, it looks the immediate, but it is actually not the immediate result. It's a cumulative result, cumulative efforts of what you have been doing in that particular direction. So please keep track of that, and do not get disappointed if you get a negative results, whether you get positive or negative. It's going and taking you to the scientific career, the technological area more, science driven, technology driven, innovation driven society. So if we look at the scenario and the society today, we are more to the innovation driven, because we have done enough in past for science, though there are still things we can do more, enough to the technology, though their skill can be done more. But the innovations, though both science and technology added another dimensions which requires more inputs from people like us, people like you, to bring new insights, new science, new technology, to make our life better. So thank you so much for attending this lecture today. If you have any questions, feel free to text me, email me, forward to the organizers, which I will be happy to answer. Thank you so much, and namaste from Kathmandu.